We can
That's
hear
one
you.
person. That's the second person. Yep.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All
I
right,
can hear
nice.
you.
That's nice. One more person. Kabiru, we're waiting for you. Okay. It's, maybe Kabiru is not here or cannot speak. Okay. So let me go ahead. All right. Welcome to today's this week's group discussion. My name is Church Ephraim, and this is the AI workforce track. And as you already know, we will be having group discussions once every week on Saturdays, 2 to 3 p.m. West African time. And our group discussions will pretty much be to, exchange knowledge and have hands-on sessions. Now, a little about myself. My name is Church Ephraim. I am from Nigeria. I currently am based in Ontario, Canada, and before moving to Canada, I have lived in Nigeria and Lisbon, Portugal. In Nigeria, I worked for a few Microsoft partner companies. I'm an M365 architect by profession. I have been working in M365 with M365 for the last 8 years. And while in Nigeria, I worked for a few Microsoft partner companies, and then I worked for Tech Experts, where I worked as a support engineer before working as a team lead. Then I moved on to working freelance with Upwork before I moved from Lagos to Lisbon, Portugal, where I worked for a few consulting companies before moving to Microsoft as a full-time engineer, where I worked on the Exchange Online support team, supporting Microsoft's top 500 customers in the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. Now I live in Lisbon, Portugal, and I work as cloud consultant for a pharmaceutical company here. And that's it. That's pretty much it about me. So moving forward, we have group discussion rules. Now, if you notice, I'm not calling this a session. I'm not calling this a class. I'm not calling this a live session. I'm calling this a group discussion. And it's a group discussion because, like I said, we are here to exchange knowledge. Even though the Juan and Rachel said that I'm the mentor for you guys, I believe that I'm going to learn from you as well as you learn from me, as well as we learn from the internet pretty much. So group discussion rule number one, please join the session from a laptop or a desktop. Generally avoid mobile devices because you probably won't see the presentations well, or there might be some issues from mobile devices. So please join using a laptop or a desktop. Number two is ensure you have stable internet connection and are in a quiet environment. Number three, your camera must remain on throughout the session. We're not complying with that right now. So if you are dressed, if you are decent, please turn on your camera for this session. Number four, use the raise hand feature when you have a question or you would like to contribute. So I don't want a situation where we are talking over each other. If you have a question, you can simply raise your hand just like this. If you see my picture, my hands are raised. Well, not figuratively, but in in Teams, I have raised my hand, and when you raise your hand this way, I will be able to. I can tell that you have a question, and I will get to it during at some point during the session. So number five, yes, or number six. That's number five. All right, number five is keep your microphone muted unless you are invited to speak. So, like I said, I don't want us speaking over each other. I want this to be as smooth as possible. I want us to communicate. I want us to understand what is being said. I want us to actively exchange knowledge, but not make noise. Number six is provide at least 24 hours notice in the WhatsApp group if you will be absent, along with a valid reason. So I understand that this is free. No one paid anything to be here. I also am not being paid to be here. This is just me volunteering. because it's something I'm interested in. So if you are not going to be available for a group discussion, I would want you to please let us know in the WhatsApp group chat along with the valid reason why you won't be available. And I'll take note of it and inform the people that need to be informed of who is not going to be available for a group discussion. And number 7, if you experience any technical issues, notify the group via WhatsApp with a brief description and a screenshot if possible. So if you have any technical issues, whether with joining the group discussion or whether with logging into your accounts when you have an account, or with troubleshooting an issue, maybe something from our one of our use cases, let us know in WhatsApp and we'll get to it. The last rule is we are a team. Please be respectful and engaged. We are here to learn from each other. I'll keep emphasizing on that throughout the our time together. We are here to learn from each other. I will learn from you and you will learn from me. All right, that's that with group discussion rules. So to comply, I would ask that everyone turns on their cameras. And once that is done, we move forward. Thank you, Suleiman. The others were waiting for you to turn on your cameras. I see Elijah. I see Chibuize. Thank you. Um, so promise. Oh, there are 2 promises. Or is it the same person? Chineyinwa, we're waiting for you. Promise, we are waiting for you. Elijah is gone.
I don't know why why it's.
I didn't hear what you said, Promise. Welcome, Charles. Oh, he's gone.
What do I do? Turn on camera. Control plus shift plus. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll make it work with what we have, but I'll post these rules in the group chat so we can all be aware ahead of the next class. All right, so
Sorry, please. Can you see me?
no, we can't see you, but we can hear you very loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is a quick quiz. We will be having a quiz. This quiz is not to see who is better than the other. This quiz is just to assess our skills, to understand where we're at in our journey or our knowledge, and then we'll be able to fine-tune the class based on this. So I understand that everyone is interested in artificial intelligence. Everyone wants to know what it is. It's the latest buzzword. But before we get into that, there are some prerequisites. There's a little bit of there are a number of things you need to know before we get into that. So I will share the link in the chat to the quiz. Give me a minute. So this is a 5-question quiz, right? It's only 5 questions. We will have 3 minutes to answer the questions. I'm going to share this in the chat. And this is why it's important for us to have cameras turned on. Oh, Promise, we see you now. Thank you. Oh, Elijah, I see your hands up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the chat isn't available, so I don't know.
It's not available for you?
Yeah.
So when I send
I don't know
this
if it's just me.
message, do you see it? I just sent a
No,
message. Do you see it?
No. So I don't know if it's just me. Also.
Does anyone have the same issue? Can you please confirm if you have the same issue?
Yes, please. I have the same issue.
Okay, Suleiman.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Suleiman, go ahead. I see your hands raised. Okay, I guess not. Chibueze, you confirm that you can't see the chat as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Said,
All right.
I can't see the chat as well.
Okay.
Chat is not available.
All right, that's fine. Okay, let's see. What can we do? What can we do? Okay, so that means we might not be able to do this quiz, or can maybe what I would do is, let me do this instead. If you're able to type out the link on your let's see. Okay, can you guys see this link on my screen?
Yes,
Can
I
anyone
can
see
see
the
the
link on my?
notepad.
Okay, that's great. So please type this link in your web browser. It should take you to a quiz. Confirm once you open it. I'm going to stop the form so it doesn't take responses right now. Has anyone opened the link successfully?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's great. That's Elijah. Anyone else? Can I get a confirmation if you opened the link successfully? Any other person? I need a confirmation aside from Elijah. I haven't heard anything from Chineyinwa or Charles. If I don't hear anything from you guys, I'll take you out of the meeting.
I'm trying to open it.
Okay. And is there a reason why your camera isn't turned on?
Yes, please.
And what is that reason?
Sorry, I'm outside. I'm rushing back to my house right now, so I'll talk as soon as
All right.
next 4 minutes.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so has any other person aside from Elijah opened this link that is displayed on my screen? Can you just confirm if you've opened it? Promise? Chineyinwa, go ahead. I see your hand raised.
I'm on it.
Okay, thank you. So I'm
Okay,
on the
thanks,
form,
Promise.
but you asked me why my camera isn't turned on. Please, the reason is not in a conducive environment at the moment. That's why.
All right, that's fine. I'll excuse that for this week, but like I said earlier, we need to be compliant, and I need cameras turned on next week. If your camera isn't turned on, I will remove you from the meeting. It's as simple as that. And the reason why I'm enforcing cameras is because I want to be able to see everyone. I want us to see each other. I want us to collaborate. I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time and you're not wasting your time as well. That's that. So I see Promise confirmed that she's on the form. Chineyinwa, are you also on the form? Can you confirm?
No, not yet, please.
All right. Elijah is on the form. Suleiman, have you been able to open the form yet?
Closed. This form is closed.
Yes. I blocked responses because I want everyone to be able to open it before we start responding. It's a quiz, so I'm waiting for everyone to confirm, then we can respond.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got confirmation from Elijah from Promise. Chibuize, any confirmation from you? If you're able to open the form.
I'm almost there, sir.
All right, just waiting for you. If you get two more.
I'm also on it.
Okay, you've been able to open the form as well, Suleiman?
No, I'm about to.
All right, please. Any other person?
Sir, it says the
Okay.
form is closed.
Yes, the form is closed, but it will open in once I get one more confirmation. So I know yourself, Promise, and Elijah are on the form. I need one more person, and once I get that, we start.
Yes, I'm in the phone now.
All right, fantastic. So close this. And from the form, from the quiz, you can see that it's a simple 6 or how many questions? I think 7 questions. Yeah, 7 questions quiz. And we will have 5 minutes to complete this quiz. Can you see the timer on my screen?
Form is closed.
Yeah, it'll be open in a bit, right?
Yes, can see the timer.
All right, so if you refresh your web browsers, you should see that the form is now open. Can you confirm? Can anyone confirm if they see the form open?
Yes, it's open.
Open.
All right,
Yeah, the form is
fantastic.
open now.
Fantastic. All right, so 5 minutes starts now. Go ahead and answer, and at the end of 5 minutes, the form will be locked again. If you're wondering, the timer is on the screen. Yeah, Chineyinwa, go ahead.
It's not opening from my end.
Why? Do you have any errors or something? Is there a reason why it's not opening?
It says it doesn't match. Sorry, I don't know. I was speaking on mute.
It does not match.
Yes.
Interesting. I don't know why you're getting that error. Maybe something is not right on your side. All right, I see someone already responded. That's Elijah. Nice. Someone has already completed the form. Or completed the quiz. I keep saying form. Okay. So 3 more minutes. Another person. So Chinenwa, I will put the link on the screen again for you to see. Maybe you got something wrong in the URL. Let me see. Confirm if you can see the link on the screen, Chinenwa.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right. All right. So we have three folks. Nice. Nice. So confirming, we have less than 2 minutes to go. Okay. All right, so 4 responses. And just under 40 seconds to go. Under 30 seconds. And less than 10 seconds. So we're going to stop. All right. Thank you guys for participating. And as I said, now the form is now closed. And as I said, this quiz is not to, make anyone feel some type of way. It's just for us to understand where we are in our knowledge of the prerequisites before we dive into Copilot as a whole. So what we can do is, what we'll do now is to just go over the quiz very quickly. We can get responses and just understand why you think that's your answer. Let me share that screen. Copy the link. Okay, the form is closed. All right. So let's start with question number 3, because the first 2 questions are just your name. So what does multi-factor authentication help protect against in the context of cloud security, Microsoft 365, software as a service? What do you think multi-factor authentication helps protect against? The options are here: data loss from device theft, unauthorized access using stolen credentials, email spam, malware infections. Yeah, Elijah, go for it.
So it helps, the MFA helps to prevent or protect against unauthorized access in case there are any stolen credentials at any point in time.
Okay, that makes sense. Just so that others can understand. And by the way, that is the correct answer, right? Just giving you the heads up, that is the correct answer. So just so that others can understand why that is the correct answer, can you explain your reasoning behind that? Just explain it to the class. Let's know why you think that, why you picked that.
Okay, so like the name says or implies, multi-factor, like it's like a layer of an added security functionality when you're trying to sign in into any platform, maybe platform as a service, or any application. All right, just like an added layer on top of what you can do, usually which will be your email address and then password. So after you are able to sign in with or use your username and password, then there will be an extra layer to authenticate that this is actually me trying to sign in, all right, and not any other person. So the MFA could be any tool, or it could be software, it could be hardware devices, just like an extra layer to make sure that this is the right person signing in into that application or platform.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's perfect. So simply put, multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor, when you say something is multi, if something is in multiple, it means that there are different levels, right? So authentication happens when you put in your username and password. If you're signing into your email, right? Signing into your Gmail, your Yahoo, whatever email you have, if you're signing into it, if you type in your, let's say, first name, last name at gmail.com, you put in a password. That is one layer of authentication. Now, if you have multi-factor authentication as a feature enabled in your email, there will be a second layer of authentication where you will be prompted either to answer a couple of questions to verify that you're the one logging in, or you'll be prompted to present a code that will either be sent to you by text message, phone call, or through an authenticator app. And the idea behind this is to protect your account, because credentials get stolen all the time. You think you're the only one that knows your password, but there are people on the internet that make it their job to steal people's credentials. So multi-factor authentication protects against that, simply put. So the next question, where are Microsoft 365 user licenses assigned? SharePoint Admin Center, Microsoft Defender Portal, Microsoft 365 Admin Center, Exchange Admin Center. I want someone else other than Elijah to respond. We're waiting.
Microsoft 365 Admin Center.
Okay, that's the correct answer. Chinua, I see your hand raised, but somebody already answered. Go ahead, speak, Chinua.
Okay, wanted to say the same answer to Microsoft 365 Admin Center.
Okay, no worries. You get the next question. You answer the next question. Promise has answered this one already. So yeah, Microsoft 365 Admin Center is the correct answer. And yeah, can you explain, Promise, why it is not SharePoint, why it is not Defender, why it is not Exchange Admin Center? Why is it M365? Why is that the correct answer?
It's let me be honest. I actually picked that because of what the name implies. It said Microsoft 365. So definitely, anybody who is licensed in that area will most definitely work um, in the admin center and stuff like that. So that's why I picked the answer.
That's fine. It's a no-brainer, to be honest. That makes her answer is correct. Like I said, there's no wrong answer, there's no correct answer. Everybody is correct. We're here to exchange knowledge and we're here to learn from each other. So Microsoft 365 Admin Center, if you are familiar with the Microsoft 365 administration, you will know that the M365 Admin Center is the center for everything. You know the way, I'm sorry, I grew up in Lagos. I don't know if everyone grew up in Lagos. You know the way they say from Oshodi you can get the bus to anywhere.
I grew up in Lagos as well.
Exactly. So I grew up in Lagos, and they say from Oshodi you can get the bus to anywhere in Lagos. Anywhere in Lagos. So Microsoft 365 Admin Center is the Oshodi of Microsoft 365. From M365 Admin Center, you can license users, you can reset passwords, you can access other admin centers as well. You can manage groups, you can create shared mailboxes, you can do pretty much anything from M365 Admin Center. The other admin centers, SharePoint, Defender, Exchange Admin Center, are specific service-related admin centers. Exchange Admin Center, you manage mailboxes and others. SharePoint Admin Center, you manage SharePoint sites. Defender, you manage either your devices, your anti-spam rules, and all of that. So that's that for that. Chinenyewa, this is your question. What is the primary purpose of Entra ID? So FYI, Entra ID used to be called the Azure AD, but Microsoft felt like changing the name and they changed it. So what is the primary purpose of the Entra ID? Device patching, identity and access management, email routing, file storage. Again, no right or wrong answer. Tell me what you feel is the right answer and we will discuss it.
Okay, I feel the answer is identity and access management.
Okay. And why do you think that's the answer?
I tell you, I don't know, but I feel it's the Holy Spirit that made me to do it.
Okay, that works. I mean, you got the expo from the Holy Spirit. That's fantastic. I mean, he does that sometimes. So yeah, but that's the correct answer actually. Identity and access management. I mean, the name is called Entra ID. So ID, everyone knows that when they say where's your ID, it means your identification. So that's pretty much a pointer to tell you that the answer is identity and access management. So like I said in the last question, there are service-specific admin centers. Entra ID is one of them, and Entra ID is where you manage your user objects. So Microsoft 365 as a service was built on Azure, and Entra ID is where you create your objects, your users, you can manage your multi-factor authentication from there. Pretty much anything relating to identity and accessing the Microsoft 365 service is managed from Entra ID. Okay, so two more questions and I stop asking too many questions, at least for now. The next question is, what is Microsoft Intune mainly used for? So I need someone else aside from Elijah, Chinenyewa, and Promise to answer this. Again, no right or wrong answer. We're here to learn from each other. If you say something that's incorrect, we all will help you learn. It's very simple. So tell me.
Yes. Device and application management.
You're guessing.
I'm not sure what the answer is.
Do you want to phone a friend? You can phone Elijah, Promise, or Chinenyewa. Ask any of them. You can phone a friend.
I'll phone Elijah.
Okay. All right, Elijah. Charles is here. Is asking you a question. Oh yeah, Charles, go ahead and ask a question to Elijah. Let's get the answer.
So Elijah, What is Microsoft Intune mainly used for? Compliance
Okay.
reporting, identity synchronization, device and application management, and email security.
I know it's mainly used for device and application management, but that's all I know about it anyway. So
Charles, won't you ask him why he thinks that's the answer? Because I will ask you why you think that's the answer.
Okay, why do you think that's the answer?
well, okay, let me just say I've heard of it before, but I've not used it. So I know it's used to manage all devices in an organization, whether it's computer systems, whether it's laptop, whether it's desktop, whether it's mobile devices. Yes, so that's what's used to manage, and then it's also used to push out applications that the organization will be using. So that's what I know about Microsoft Intune.
Okay, thank you, Elijah. Charles, so what's your final answer?
I'll go with Elijah, device and application management.
And you're correct. That's the correct answer. So, like Elijah explained, and like I mentioned in question 4? Yes, there are service-specific admin centers. Microsoft Intune happens to be one of them. This is where you manage your devices, mobile devices, laptops, everything. From Intune, you can deploy software packages to laptops that are enrolled in the organization. You can wipe devices. You can do pretty much anything related to devices from Intune. So that's correct. So I see someone new. Ugo, welcome. I don't know when you joined. Can you hear us? I guess not. The last question. So, what service is primarily used for team collaboration and meetings? This one is Suleiman that is going to answer it because every other person has answered. So, what service is primarily used for team collaboration and meetings? SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, Microsoft Teams, Exchange Online. Again, no right or wrong answers. Go ahead, Solomon.
Microsoft Team.
Microsoft Teams, fantastic. I mean, that's where we're on right now.
Yes.
By having this meeting on Teams. So Teams is pretty much the center for collaboration and for meetings. All right, that brings us to the end of this session of quiz. Okay, so what happens after quiz is another quiz. Yes, we have another quiz. Don't run. Just don't run. It's okay. Don't run. So this is another quiz, right? And this time it's going to be different. This time I have questions that I will ask, and you have 1 minute to explain your answer to the question. It's not multiple choice. It is a question. You can explain it the way you feel it is, whether you are right or whether you are wrong. But I'm going to ask, you have 1 minute to explain. Now, we will make it fair. I will not call at random. We will make it fair and fun. We will do spin the wheel. Okay. Let me just get your names and I'll type it in here very quickly. So we have Chibueze, we have Elijah, Yenwa, Suleiman, Charles, Promise. I don't know if Ugo is one of us. So, Ugo, are you one of us or are you just visiting?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm one of you guys.
All right, great. So you answered the question as well. So thank you for responding. All right. I think I'll take it that we're ready and we will start. So I am going to, as you can see, it's not rigged. This is not INEC. Everything is free and fair. It's visible for us all to see. So I'm going to spin the wheel. And who is the lucky person? Elijah is the lucky person. That's it. Let's go. So my first question is, in your own way, explain to us what you think Microsoft 365 is and what services does it include. Wait, before you start, let me open the timer very quickly so because we're short for time. Google timer. And this will be 1 minute. All right, so again, I'll repeat the question for Elijah. What is Microsoft 365? In 1 minute, explain to us what is Microsoft 365 and what services does Microsoft 365 include. The floor is all yours, Elijah. Go.
Okay, thank you so much. M365 is an online, it's a suite of Microsoft applications that runs different productivity tools and office tools, such as Microsoft Office, Excel, and all of that. And in addition to some of their recent updates, we have the Microsoft Copilot, and then there are other applications as well, the Publisher, and the rest like that. I can't remember some of them, but that's mainly what they do. So services, okay, I think I mentioned the services as well.
Yeah, you did. Fantastic. And in proper time. That's nice. So like he said, the Microsoft 365 Admin Center is, like I said before, it's the Oshodi of Microsoft 365. From there, I'm mixing it up. Microsoft 365 as a service is Microsoft's cloud collaborations service. It includes everything from Microsoft Word to Outlook to PowerPoint to Excel to Copilot and all the likes. By next week, everyone here would have a license to access Microsoft 365. I will set that up during the week and I'll share the credentials with you. And once you get the access, you will see that from there you have access to everything related to Microsoft 365. Okay, great answer, Elijah. So let me update this very quickly. Remove Elijah and we spin again. Our lucky winner is Chibueze. Let's go. So we have 1 minute on the clock, and I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Did someone new join? Welcome, Peculiar. So Chibueze, for your question, I can ask you this one, but we've already answered it before. Let me ask you something else. Where do you assign licenses to users in Microsoft 365? We've answered this question before. So I just need you to unmute and in 1 minute explain to us where you as an M365 administrator will go to assign licenses to your user. Go.
Okay. So I'll just, like you said, there's no right, there's no wrong answer.
Correct.
Yeah, sure, that's the context.
I didn't hear you, sorry. Come again.
I'd go for the option, the Azure option.
Azure AD. Okay, that's fine. So if it was a few months ago, you would have been right. Because before, I think before the start of this year, Microsoft allowed you to do group-based licensing from Entra ID. That's from the Azure AD. But now all licensing features are managed from M365 Admin Center. So the correct answer there is to assign licenses to your users, you have to go to the M365 Admin Center to get that done. So I hope everyone heard that. I hope everyone is learning from that. For those that are joining, that's for Ugo and Peculiar. If you have any question, feel free to raise your hand and ask. What we are doing now is to assess our knowledge of the basics or the prerequisites before we go into anything related to AI. Everybody here is interested in knowing about AI, Copilot, and the likes, but there are prerequisite knowledge to have before we get into that. And that's what we're trying to learn. Okay? Thank you. So who is next? Okay. So the next person is Chineyemwa. Great. All right. So as with the others, you have 1 minute to answer my question. Now, my question is, how is OneDrive for Business different from SharePoint Online? Now, OneDrive for Business and SharePoint Online are services of Microsoft 365. Remember, Elijah answered that question. That was the first question. So OneDrive for Business and SharePoint are services of Microsoft 365. Now, my question to you is, what is the difference between OneDrive for Business and for SharePoint Online? There is no wrong or right answer. You're answering this based on what you understand. All right, Chineyinwa, the time's out now.
Okay, thank you. So my understanding, OneDrive for Business is a cloud storage that emails and other things, other documents are being stored. They're stored on the cloud. That's OneDrive for Business. But for SharePoint, I don't really know much about SharePoint, but I know that of the OneDrive for Business. I know basically it's a cloud storage, which documents and emails and every other things are being stored on. But it's different from SharePoint, but I don't really know much.
That's fine. That's fine. 0.5 over 1 is 50%. So that's great. That's great. So the difference between OneDrive for Business and SharePoint is that as a user in Microsoft 365, you have OneDrive for Business and you have SharePoint. Now, OneDrive for Business is your personal storage. Each user in Microsoft 365 Enterprise has 1 terabyte of storage space in OneDrive for Business. So I create an account for Chineyinwa today in Microsoft 365. She signs into that account. She has a license, an enterprise license. As a user, Chineyinwa has 1 terabyte of storage space in OneDrive for Business that she can use to store anything she wants that is personal to her. SharePoint, on the other hand, SharePoint Online, on the other hand, is a storage space for the enterprise. Every organization that uses Microsoft 365 has SharePoint Online storage space. And SharePoint is used when you want to store documents, files, whatever, related to a team. Let's say, for example, all of us in this class are employed in a company called Platform Explorers. Myself, Chineyinwa, and Suleiman work in the IT team. Elijah, Chibuize, and Promise work in the HR team. Ugo, Peculiar, and Charles work for, let me say, they are the directors of the company, right? Now, I've broken 3 of us into 3 teams, and when we create a group for each team, we get a joint storage, and that storage is in SharePoint Online. Okay, now don't forget that each of us as individuals have our own personal storage in OneDrive, which is 1 terabyte. But as a team, we have a joint storage, which is called SharePoint Online. Now, a major difference between OneDrive and SharePoint Online is that for OneDrive, you as the user, for me, for example, myself, I have access to my OneDrive, but Elijah cannot access my OneDrive unless I share certain documents or files with him. Now, for SharePoint Online, everyone that is a member of the team has access to that SharePoint online storage. So I can store inside, who are my teammates again? Chineyenwa can store inside, Suleiman can store inside the SharePoint online storage. That's the major difference. So the major difference is access. Only you can access your OneDrive, but the entire team can access SharePoint. There are other differences, but we can discuss that as we go on, okay? So who's next? Let's see, we have 4 more people. All right, Charles is next. Charles, the look on your face. Don't be worried. Don't be worried. Don't worry. It's not hard. We are gisting. It's not a big deal. This is a group discussion, right? We're exchanging knowledge and that's it. So my question to you is very simple. What do you think happens to a user if that user does not have a license? Like I said, all of us here work in a company. Let's say every one of us, apart from Promise, has a license. Now, Promise does not have an M365 license. Okay? She doesn't have a license for Microsoft 365 services, but every other person has a license. What do you think happens to Promise when she does not have a license? So you have 1 minute to answer. Again, no wrong, no right answer. We're exchanging knowledge and that's it. So go ahead.
So if she doesn't have a license, she won't be allowed to use the tools on Office 365.
Fantastic.
So
fantastic. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You don't have a key, you can't open a door. You don't have a license in Microsoft 365, you can't use OneDrive, you can't use Word, you can't use Outlook, nothing. Simple. Okay, so Microsoft 365 is a service. The key to unlocking that service is to be licensed. And there are different types of licenses that we can discuss and you can read on later. I know we are running out of time, but let's do 3 more. If you guys want, we can continue. I don't know, but let's finish. Let's round this up. So Ugo is next. Ugo, are you here?
I'm here, Wahala.
No, there's no wahala at all. No kind of wahala at all. All right.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's go.
So very simple. Very, very simple. I will ask this because you were not here when we started. Okay. The ones that were here when we started, they know the answer to this. Now, my question to you is, why is multi-factor authentication important? Multi-factor authentication is a service or the feature that Microsoft 365 provides for user accounts. Based on your rough understanding of multi-factor authentication, why do you think it's important? Again, no wrong, no right answers. You give us what you think is the right answer, and we'll explain. And we'll talk about it pretty much. Okay. So I'm starting in 1 minute. Go.
Yeah, cool. Based on my understanding, it's actually basically for authentication purposes. To make sure that someone that is accessing.
Sorry, we can't hear you. I think we lost him.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. You have 30 seconds left.
Okay, that's fine. So I said basically it's just all about authentication, just to ensure that the user that is accessing a particular service or application is actually the right user, having the parameters to be able to access that application using the two-factor. Examples of it is the two-factor authentication.
Fantastic. That's absolutely correct. That's spot on, right? As I explained earlier, there are people looking to steal people's credentials, right? They want to take your credentials and access your accounts, sometimes just for the fun of it. But multi-factor authentication prevents that. It's a second layer of authentication for your Microsoft 365 account. Simple. So we have two people left, Promise and Suleiman. Let's spin and let's see who's next. You are ready. So Suleiman is the lucky winner. All right. Let's go. What question can I ask Suleiman? Okay. So this is a simple one, or it should be a simple one. Again, no right, no wrong answers, and you have 1 minute to answer. Who is a global administrator in Microsoft 365? Who is a global administrator in Microsoft 365? 1 minute to answer.
Global administrator. According to my understanding, global administration means someone that the admin that have access to all the application.
That's it, man. Simple and short. The global administrator in Microsoft 365 can do anything. As we will say in Nigeria, the global administrator is like the Oga at the top, the person that can do whatever they want because they have all the access. In Microsoft 365, there are different levels of access, and what we say is give the least privilege, but have a few global administrators. So your global admin can access all the services in Microsoft 365. So the last person is Promise. You somehow managed to get to the end. Well, that's fine. That's fair. All right, let's go. So for you, I have a special question. All right. So Promise, what do you understand, or how can you explain what Microsoft, or how would you explain Microsoft Purview? Microsoft Purview. What do you understand by Microsoft Purview? No right, no wrong answer. Your time starts now.
Microsoft Purview, to my own understanding, it's I think it's all encompassing because it actually talks about everything that has to do with Microsoft itself, with 365, Intune, Azure, and all that. I think it's what Microsoft itself entails.
Okay, fair enough. You're almost there. It does entail all the services of Microsoft, but what Microsoft Purview does is what we call data governance or data security. Now, Purview is Microsoft's solution to protect your data in your mailbox, your data in SharePoint, your data in Azure, your data on your computer through Intune. Microsoft Purview is Microsoft's solution for data governance. So from there, you can set up rules to encrypt your emails using sensitivity labels. You can prevent emails from sending things outside of the organization and all of that. Okay? All right. So I think the only person is Peculiar. Are you here, Peculiar?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. So you answer one question since you're here. Okay. Again, no right or wrong answer. I just need to understand your level of knowledge of Microsoft 365 before we go ahead onto what is next. All right. So let me ask this as a bonus question. Okay. What is the Microsoft 365 Admin Center used for? The others that were here should know the answer to this, but since you were not here when we did the first quiz, you will answer this one. All right, so I'm going to start your time now.
Please, can you repeat this year?
Yes, the question is, what is the Microsoft 365 Admin Center used for?
I don't know, but from the word,
yeah,
maybe it's the center that control is taking place from.
Okay, I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. You're right. Right. So let me just do this real quick on my screen. When you were not here, I explained to everyone that I grew up in Lagos. I don't know if you are in Lagos or you grew up in Lagos. And in Lagos, they tell you that from Oshodi you can take a bus to anywhere in Lagos from Oshodi. Now, Microsoft 365 Admin Center is the Oshodi of administration because from here you can do anything relating to Microsoft 365. You can create users, you can create groups, you can create teams, you can create shared mailboxes, you can see your licenses. Okay, you can see your licenses, you can see anything related to payments. From here, from the M365 Admin Center, you can access other admin centers like your security, which is Defender, like Purview, like Identity, like Intune, like Identity, like Azure, Exchange, SharePoint, Teams, Power Platform, and others. So 365 Admin Center is your center for everything. All right. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this, and with that, our time is up. I'm conscious of the fact that others might have other things that they need to do. We have, I think, 2 more slides to go, okay, where we just cover a couple of things. If you want to drop off, that's fine. But for those that want to stay, you can stay, and I will continue and wrap this up, say, in the next 10 minutes. Is that fine?
It's fine.
Confirm. I go. All right, cool.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead. All right, so I wanted to tell you guys about this. There is a Microsoft AI Learning Summit that is happening from the 5th until the 6th of May 2026, in a couple of weeks. And in this summit, Microsoft, we will have pretty much the best of the best, talking about everything related to agents, co-pilots, creating agents, pretty much what this short group discussion that we'll have for the next couple of weeks will cover. They will talk about it on the 5th and on the 6th of May. So what I will do is, after this call, I will send a link to register for this. If you are interested, if you have the time, you can register, and I'm sure you will learn a lot of things from it. Okay. The next thing is, okay, so just general housekeeping stuff. Each group discussion is recorded, as you can see. This session is being recorded, and if you need to watch the recording after this, you just contact Juan Idowu or Rachel Irabo. Contact one of them. They are members of the WhatsApp group chat, so you can easily tag them, and they should be able to provide access to this recording for you. Now, one of the things that we need to do, one of the things that I would like us to do before our next class, is to create your GitHub account and create a GitHub repository. Since we don't have access to the chat here, I will also share a link to a YouTube video that explains how to do this. Okay. Your GitHub account and GitHub repository are very important because we will have use cases. And as a result of our use cases, we will document the steps we take or we will take to resolve our use cases. And it helps you have a record of the steps you took, because you can do it on the fly, and in a couple of weeks you need to remember, but you won't remember. So I want us to get this done before our next class. Okay. And then I will share a task tracker and a task update or completion form with us in the next week. This task tracker will pretty much show you what you are expected to have covered each week after each group discussion. Okay, because staying here for 1 hour and talking is one thing. After the 1 hour, what do you do with the knowledge that you've gotten? So I want us to be accountable and to track what we are doing. And after you have done the task, there will be a form for you to complete to indicate that you have completed the task for each week. If you have any problems, you can always contact myself or your teammates inside the WhatsApp group chat. And then lastly, Microsoft 365 account login credentials will be shared next week. So obviously, we want to do live demos. We want to do hands-on. We are here to learn real stuff. We're not here to be talking and be asking ourselves questions or doing quiz every week. That's not why we're here. So I will share credentials to each person's account. And oh, hi, baby. She's so cute. See her buns. Sorry. I like children. Yeah, so I'll share credentials to each person's account in either by chat or one way or another. I'll share it so that by next week, when we are here, you will have access to your account, and we will be able to do our first hands-on session. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. That brings us to the end of our session for our group discussion for this week. So if you have questions, if there's anything you want to know, we have 5 minutes to ask. If no questions, thank you very much for your time, and you can drop off the call.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead if you have a question. I'm listening.
Okay. Sorry, when you talked about difference between OneDrive for business and then SharePoint, I
Yeah.
want to know that SharePoint, you said every member of the team have access to it. But one thing I want to know is, does it have code like to grant someone access, or as long as you're a member of it, you can automatically access it? That's first question. Then second question for this is it GitHub account?
GitHub, yeah.
How are we going to go about it? Should we browse it, or you send us a link on how to do
Okay.
it? Thank you.
Okay, so I'll start from behind to answer your question. For the GitHub, I will send you a link, a YouTube video that you can watch that will show you how to go about it, how to go about signing up for GitHub, and how to go about creating your GitHub repo and all of that. I'll share that once this session or this Teams meeting is over. Okay, and then to answer your next question, well, the first question, I mean, so when you are signed into Microsoft 365, let me just try and do a real live demo. You guys are able to see my screen, right? Yep. All right. So I go to office.com. I click on sign in right here. It will take me to Microsoft's login page, which I don't know why it's loading, taking time to load. Just to confirm, Peculiar, you can see my screen, right? Because you asked this question.
Yes, I can see it. Thank you.
Okay. Not sure why it's taking forever. Okay, the link doesn't want to work today. So what we would do is when I sign into office.com, for example, I should have a page for all my apps. Let me see. Yeah, my apps. All right. So when I sign in, it should bring me, ideally, it should bring me to, hey, I don't see the app, so let me see. Okay, it should bring me here, right? I have a license for Microsoft 365. It brings me here. And if you notice here, I have OneDrive. Okay, this is my OneDrive. If I click on this, it will take me to a new page where it will bring me to, let me call this a very large folder containing multiple folders. Here, I can upload files. Now, this is my OneDrive. Literally, the link says it's my. It's right there, right? So this is my OneDrive. For me, I'm the only one that can access this. If I want you to access anything inside of here, I would have to share it with you. Without me sharing it with you, you cannot access it. But SharePoint is different. Now, let me find SharePoint. I can't find it now. But for SharePoint, if I go here and search for SharePoint, what's going on? What's happening today? All right, so yes, SharePoint. If I go into SharePoint, here I would see a number of SharePoint sites that I'm a member of. So for you to have access to a joint SharePoint storage, you have to be a member. If I create a SharePoint site for all of us, which I have already created, called Platform Explorers, right? Called Platform Explorers. This is a SharePoint site that we can all have access to, or we will all have access to by next week, right? From here, access to this SharePoint site can go in and upload whatever they want. Not everything, please don't upload anything next week, but the idea is you can upload any file you want to upload that is related to this SharePoint site, okay? Because every one of us have access to it. OneDrive, for my OneDrive, you can't upload anything inside my OneDrive because it is for me and no other person has access to it. Does that make sense, Peculiar?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, it's very simple. SharePoint, everybody. OneDrive, personal. That is the summary of the difference between both of them. Does that answer your question?
Correctly, thank you.
All right. Any other question, or can we call this a wrap? All good?
Sorry, I have
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Chibuze.
Okay, I was going to ask if you made mention of materials, right? I don't know if anything that materials contain anything that you thought about in class today, and for a review and to actually look into it. For me personally, for me, I'm a newbie, just trying to get a hang of this. I've had prior knowledge about this. I just randomly read some time ago while I was in school.
Yeah.
I tried to see how these things work, but I just didn't know my way around it. I see them in laptops and stuff because I have this thing for them, but I'm just asking if it's going to be available.
Yeah, it's available, and like I said, there will be a task tracker, and in the task tracker there will be links to materials that you can read. Now, for me, I want that at the end of the time that we are together, you will be confident enough to write a Microsoft certification called the Copilot Administration Exam. I think it's AB 900. Let me do a quick search. So for me, I want that by the time we are done with our time together, you will be confident enough to write this exam. Copilot and Agent Administration Fundamentals. That is our target, okay? And to get here, we have materials that we must complete. Now, each week, your task will be to read up on certain things that I will share with you. For this week, I will share it in our group chat, and there will be links to each of these things that you need to read on. Now, if you look at preparing for this exam, the first part of it is explore Microsoft 365 administration. So like I said, before we can get into anything related to Copilot and Copilot administration, we need to be able to navigate Microsoft 365 administration. So part of the things that you will do this week, or I expect you to do this week when I share the task tracker with you, will be to read up, watch YouTube videos, and get an understanding of the basics of Microsoft 365 administration. So in this learning part, for example, you have things like zero trust, threat protection, identity and authentication, access and permissions, identity and access management with Entra, troubleshooting, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's 3 hours worth of reading. So we will read each week, and by the group discussion, we will come and discuss, ask questions and answer, and then wrap up the group discussion with a hands-on session. Why? Because I want that by the time we are done, you are confident enough to write this exam. the M365 Copilot certification exam. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Very well. Thank you.
All right. So any other question from anyone? Okay. If no other questions, thank you guys for joining. I will send you the things I promised to send in the group chat, and enjoy your weekend and have a nice week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.